Oh, go away, hand. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Third time lucky. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to wait for a while and say hello. Are we all there? Is there anyone there? Is there anybody out there? No, it should be live, yeah. Okay, Sonia, hello. Questionnaire, hello, hello. You can hear me and you can see me? You can see me? Oh, there's a camera. Hello? Yes? All right, we're good to go. All right, it's all good. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties. All right. So, hang on. Now that we're all going, let's do the intro. Oh, hang on. That's not going to work. Yeah, it's going. I've got 50 people, so I should be able to find it.
50 seconds later.
Yeah, there always is. Stop Skyping me, it's coming up on my live stream. All right, guys, let me put this back up. Hello, hello, hello. All right, 50 people, who have we got here? Woke, hey, Woke, how you going? 71 Mac, Flat Plain, Oregon, hello. Melissa, Lily, Slim Pickings, Danny Phoenix, hello, hello. Ash, Flat Plain again, Mr. Cut Folks. Woke, Callum, how you doing? VW almost, Melissa, Judy Ann, how you going? Mr. Brees, William, Tate, Voynich, hello, hello. Voynich, sorry mate, I cut you off. You were first and I stole your thunder. Greetings, hello from Thumper, hello, how you going? Dan, Woke, Jim, how you doing mate? Jim Dillinger. All right, Dangleberries. Michael, how you doing? All right. Martin, how you going? How's Japan? H5, Dutch Explorer. All right, deep thoughts. So it's all good. A couple of false starts there. So, all right, welcome. All right, I'm just going to jump into it. I thought we would jump in and have a look at some star forts, because star forts are kind of like the smoking gun, really, aren't they? The story with star forts, of course, they are called bastion forts, which is a French name. They were first designed by an Italian, apparently. This is the mainstream narrative. And what were they called? I can't remember the name, but they've got an Italian name as well. But the story basically says that they built them between the 15 and 1700s. And I think, a while ago, they've probably changed it, but it used to say there was like 30 of them. And of course, this is the thing with star forts. We've now found them everywhere. Of course, all through Europe, hundreds in Europe, but also the Americas, on islands out in the middle of nowhere, Africa, and even Australia. So I thought we would have, Joy, how you going? A walk through. So I'm looking sideways to see the chat, guys. Okay, so let me bring this screen up and we'll go and have a look. One sec. All right, so this is the Google Earths. Now, I just want to show you this. This is a file that was given to me by the Boogerman, Victor the Boogerman, and he went around and he's marked all these all these star forts, and of course this is the shape of the Earth they give us. We'll have a talk about that a bit later. But see this, all of these points are star forts, and they go up here across to the Americas. But just to show you how many they are, when I zoom in, have a look at this. Okay, so they're all star forts, guys, and we're told, yeah, that they're, you know, built for a 200-year period for defence against cannons. So I mean, let's have a. I just thought we'd just have a bit of a wander. So let's have a click on a random one. Oh, what happened then? Too many of them. Let's go down here. So we are in Poland. Let's go check out Poland. As you can see, we've got a ring of them. So look at this. Now let's just hope that the buffering works here. Come on, Googles. Come on, Googles. Oh, I didn't anticipate this, did I? Come on, Googles. Everything else is turned off. Okay, down, here we go. All right, come on. Now, straight away, you'll see this. This is a man-made canal. This is not a river. This is a man-made canal. These go through every star fort, all the star forts. I'm just going to get in and see if we can get some zoom happening. Okay, so there we go. So you can see here, right down here, we have the old star fort, and so it's actually been marked out here, the walls, the old city, and then around the outside here are all these bastions. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh God. Let's see if this one will zoom in. Okay. Oh, come on, Googles. All right, it doesn't want to zoom in very well on that. I'm going to go out and see if we can get. Hopefully, it's just Poland, and my whole live stream won't have to be changed. So let's zoom in. Polska. Oh, come on, Google. What are you doing? What have I got running? There's nothing running except this. Okay, oh, there we go. So here we go. This is, what does that say? Grudziak Polska. And you can see right here, this is, of course, a star fort. Look at that one. Quite nice, good condition. All right, now Google's is working. Okay, we're in action. And of course, here's the man-made canal going through. And if you look up, actually, if we go back to this other one now, this one is actually surrounded by all these satellites. See this shape here? And we see these everywhere, these sort of satellite bits that are coming off. And what these are remnants of the outside of the city. Because as we know, all star forts are actually star cities. It doesn't want to zoom in on Poland, but you can see that's basically the outline of the star city, and we've got our canal going through. Now let me go back. Let's go, where's it going to zoom in? Let's go to Belarus. Oh, we were at Belarus the other day actually, weren't we? Down we go. 150 people. How you going, everyone? Oh my gosh, come on, Belarus. What's that? Google, what is that? Oh my God. That is ridiculous. Okay, Belarus. And as you can see right there, we have a star fort. Oh my God, Google is freaking out. But look at that, look at that, it's very like a castle in the middle there still. But as you can see here, this one's buried almost. You can see there's one of the, these are called cavaliers. These bits at the corners. This one fell into the water. And yeah, so they're just a random, and this would be a citadel. So this would be a smaller part of a much larger structure. And again, the canals, always got canals. So this one looks like it's been covered because you can see this isn't very, there's an old world building there. Oh, there's a cathedral. Okay, so there you go. So can you see that's an old world cathedral? And this is what we see in all these star cities, is the cathedrals. you know, like the Capitol buildings. It looks like we've got some domes here. This animation is really bizarre. I haven't seen Google do this before. Google Earth. So, yeah, that's just to show you every single point on this. Even if we go out, so we've got England here, we've got ones on islands. Every single one of these points is a star fort, what they call star forts. Now, of course, they're not actually forts. They are, well, what are they? Power plants. They're basically the small part of a big structure, and they're always star-shaped. They've got water around them, and they seem to be some kind of the energy system. And again, down here, if we go down here, got our cathedrals, got a couple here, and look at this around the outside. See all these shapes? Got the nice wall there, got the Cavaliers, got our golf course. Now you'll start to notice golf courses everywhere around these star forts. They're just everywhere. It's a nice cover up for them, and I would say this used to be part of it too, but it looks like it's been a bit smashed, that one. So that was Berwick Castle, Berwick upon Tweed. Now, even if we go up to here, what's this? Shetland Islands. Okay, so this is out in the middle of nowhere, right? And we're supposed to think or believe that they came out here and built a massive star fort back in the day for no apparent reason. So this one, yep, you can still see the wall there. Can you see that? Down in here, here's the citadel. See that shape there? So there you go, that's a star fort citadel, which means this whole thing would be a star city. So we should have cathedrals down here, as well as, you know, Capitol buildings. So that looks like a Capitol building. The cathedrals also always have crosses, or not most of the time. The top of them is a cross. This one's been built over, but this is the Shetland Islands. I mean, that's just out in the middle of nowhere. There's another one up here in the Faroe Islands. So they're actually just everywhere, these star forts. And like I said, the story is, you know, they were just building them as defence for a couple of hundred years, and it was basically built by the French and the Italians. But out here in the middle of nowhere, look at that one. Not the best colour, but can you see that? Star fort. We'll start, you know, a citadel. A star citadel is what it really is. Just out here in the middle of nowhere. There's another one up there in Iceland, all across Europe, in Africa as well. You know, here we go, Sierra Leone, Sierra Tome. Let's have a look at that one. Sao Tome is the capital and largest city of the Central African island country of Sao Tome. I've never heard of Sao Tome, but apparently there is, where is it out there? A star fort. And when Google wants to buffer, we will see it. There it is. There you go. Just on this little island, out, you know, pretty much just out off the coast of Africa, not doing much. Yeah, so these things are everywhere. They're in Australia. They are everywhere. This is South America. They're in South America too. You know, like here in the middle. So have a look at this one. Let's go down to, this is Costa Marques in Brazil, in the middle of the rainforest. How are they going to explain this one? Because as you'll see, look at that. Look at that. That's a nice double one too, right? So this, literally, look where we are. That's in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. So the story is, okay, you see where that is? The story is, built by the French and the Italians in a couple of hundred years, to defend against cannons. So why did they build one out here? Like, and of course, always water, guys. There's always this water. This looks like this may have been, you know, old canals that got washed out, but, and I mean, look, this is just by itself. There's just a few houses here. And this thing, that's in good condition, that one. So what do you think of that? What have we got here? 210 people. How are you going, guys? Excuse me. There's one for sale, cheap off the coast of New York, is there? Michael, where's that one? Should we go have a look? Let's go buy a Starfort. And as you can see, there's more here, you know, the coast, and no doubt, I would say that there's probably hundreds in here. I just got to find them. But as you can see, all up here, all through the islands, up here through the Bahamas, you know, St. Lucia. What? Is that in the water? Hang on, let's have a look at this one. Show me, where are you? Oh my gosh, Google Earth, you're not very good. All right. Oh, well that wasn't very... Oh, what's down there? Anything? Okay. These walls in the ground is I'm thinking what they're looking at. Oh, okay, and there's another bit there. Yeah, right. So there is one. It's actually been buried there. You can see a bit of it there as well. So not the best one, but... And that's what we find as well is, you know, these are so old. Some of them look so old and they're so... you know, buried and dilapidated that, you know, you really only see sort of bits of them. But then when you see the ones that are the full, you know, they're multi-story buildings. They're not just, you know, the little stars that we normally see. When you see a big one, they're big multi-level structures. Down here, we can see the wall coming out here. Looks like they've built all over it. You can see all the walls here. That's what's left of the building, I'm guessing. All right, let's go up to New York and see if we can find one for sale. Where are we? New York. Up here. Is this right? Fort Constitution. New York there, yep. So look, they're all through New York. And of course, New York, right? Liberty Island. You all probably know Statue of Liberty is standing on a Starfort, right? Because that's the kind of things that they do. And there was a massive one in New York. Where are we? Okay, so here we go. Look at this. Nice Starfort, just out on an island. There we go. Very nice. The Statue of Liberty. Where's the Statue of Liberty? There? What? What's going on here? Where's the Statue of Liberty? Governor Island, Ellis Island. Oh, there. Sorry, Liberty Island. There we go. So yeah, Statue of Liberty, standing on a Starfort, of course. So this whole area of New York, you know, look at this. This is man-made. You know, obviously. Look at the nice point on it. Part of the Starfort, no doubt. And these things. So New York was covered in them. There was one down here. Where was it? It was pretty much in here, but they destroyed it. I think that's where they built the Twin Towers, isn't it? Did they build the Twin Towers on that one? Which one's for sale, Michael? Do you know what it's called? Is it Fort Hamilton? Let's have a look at Fort Hamilton. Ooh. So that's a nice one. So this is, you can see the point there. This is still being used by the military. So a lot of them are still, you know, they're called forts, and a lot of them are still used by the military, and they, you know, sort of say that they were used in wars and that. But so Fort Hamilton, you know, looking like a fort. I mean, how there's no wall at the front. How's that defensive? And of course, right? The golf courses, they're always nearby. And of course, there's one on the other side of the bridge here as well. There you go. There's another bit of it. And you can see how big they are. Look at that, 1, 2, that's 3 stories and it's half buried. So they're big structures. That's part of it too there by the looks of it. Yeah, it is too. And they love to just knock these things over and build on top of them. There's one under Sydney Harbour Bridge in Sydney, Australia. There's a couple in Sydney actually. And so you can see just here, like this is the east coast, you know, the upper east coast of the USA. And these things are just everywhere. This is Martello Tower, Nova Scotia. This is for all the Canadians. Who have we got here that's Canadian? Minecraft, many worlds within a world. Boston Harbour. Was that Slim Pickings? Is that the one for sale, Slim Pickings? Gosh, I wish this. I've just got to go all the way in and then all the way out, and hopefully we'll get a picture. God, there we go. All right, so here we go. And you see this a lot as well. They're just on islands, like literally, it's just an island. That's a star fort. You can see this is, you know, this is the walls that have been buried. Even got a lighthouse there. And now, if that's in the middle there, I'm guessing that there's going to be. Oh well, there you go. One's nearby. Look at this. There's one there. So as you can see, that these are all part of a larger structure. So they're not random. Just, you know, this is not a star fort. This is a small portion of a much bigger structure. You know, this is what they call citadels. When you see them in the cities, they suddenly become citadels. They're no longer forts. But just look at the ground levels here. Look at this. You can see this thing's buried. This is up off the ground and it's up on a hill. So you know, heaps of it is buried. See that under here? Buried, buried, buried. And look, there's even another bit out here. Martello Tower. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, there you go. Nice old world tower. And it looks like might be. Who knows? But you see this a lot as well, these ports that they build around the star forts, and they always, see this canal? They always go into canals. And of course this is the canal that would have been going through the star fort. This looks like it's been flooded out a bit. Golf courses, interesting shapes down here. And I'll show you, I'll have to go to Europe, but this is all new building. This is all new construction, because see how it's all in like lines and grids? This is new. So with the old world around the stars, another golf course, you'll see the streets are a lot different. They're all on funny angles and they're all sort of higgledy-piggledy. So let's go up, where should we go? Let's go back to Europe and I'll just show you what they look like. Where are we? What's that? Africa, Europe. Now the best ones are actually up here, like around the Netherlands. And as you can see, there's quite a few of them. Let's just pick this one. And people actually live inside these stars. So imagine what the energy would be like. Oh, come on, Google, what are you doing to me? Okay. Okay, another golf course. Where's the star? Come on, come on. Seems to be when there's multiple stars, it doesn't want to show them, but you can see that outline there. Let's see what I can get. Oh, come on, Google Earth. I mean, you can clearly see that, right? There, that's a bit better there. See, that's a nice one. It's got its moat intact. Oh, thank you. So, golf course, and then you'll see there's just bits of this star everywhere. See all these funny lines. Down here we've got another one. I'm not going to go there because it'll try and trying to find one that's already buffered. Here's another one. So you can see these things, they're just everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Oh, come on. There. Okay, see that? And so this is just, this is a pretty small vicinity. We've got this. Over here we've got this one. Okay, down here we've got this one. And see, they've all got the water. The moats have been cut off and filled in and stuff, but you can see, the remnants of them. Here's another one. Okay, so that these are what, what connected. You can see Victor's gone and drawn the actual outline of the Star City here. Look at that. God, he's good, isn't he? So here's the original, what they call the citadel, or the the sort of what would have been the energy center, and the walls go around out here. Now, see these roads. Look at these roads. See this, see this stuff? Triangles, weird shapes. All these roads are on angles. None of them are square. Just look at this stuff. It's everywhere. You always as well see these big roundabouts, always cut into 4, 6, or 8. And yeah, this is old world stuff here. This is all old world buildings. Look at this one. Now is that a cathedral? Might be. It's definitely old world. So, looking at this, we should have a few cathedrals. Can't see any at the moment though, but this is just, this is like almost a complete old world city. Look at this. Nice, beautiful old world building there. Obviously, bits of the moat still around. So yeah, this is what you get in Europe. Well, there you go. There's the original moat. And see this? So here's the outline still going around here. More stars. And there's bits of the wall. So this whole thing, that's a really good view to sort of show you that that's what we're looking at. Okay, not star forts. The star fort is this little bit here, but then there's a bigger section that's walled. Then there's a bigger walled city. They normally go across, so this would have been part of it. They normally go across the canals, but then you get these satellites on the outside, and then more satellites out here. So these are big, huge constructions. We're not looking at random little star forts, and you can see they just come in and they just build off the canals, turn it into their, shipping, right? Trade. It's what they love. I'll just see if we can get. So yeah, so there you go. So see this? This is the outer wall. You can see there's just remnants of these bits out here. So that's how big, and then look how close the next one's just here. Like, look at that. There's another big one just here, covered in satellites. So it's just ridiculous. And of course, man-made, canals everywhere. And of course, we sort of worked out that a lot of the rivers, what they tell us are rivers, they're not. They're man-made canals. Come on, Google Earth. It really doesn't want to help me today. But they are all down there. I'll wait to see if it buffs. But you can see just in this little area, look how many there are. And these are either stars or like the satellites or bits of walls. But basically they're big neighbours. They're parts of star cities. What's he found there? See, there you go. Look at that. That is definitely like a cavalier off a star fort. And you can just see the lines here, the way that everything's man-made. Look at all these straight lines. Obviously they've done a lot of this, recently, but this is the kind of thing. This is the world that used to be, guys. And it's still really there. It's just been covered. But this was all tech. 320 people. Thank you for joining me. I'm really not happy that it's not buffering for us. Let's have a look in here. Come on, let us have a look. So this is Hempstead. And as you can see, we've got the moat. This one's got a castle. So that one you can't see much of really at all, but basically this bit being surrounded, is that water? I think it is. I got a new mouse. I hope me scrolling isn't too loud because it's quiet clicks, but I can hear it scrolling. I'll have one more go and see if it lets. See, look at this. They're just everywhere. Okay, see there? There's a nice one. So now we're in Belgium. This is Antwerp. And after this, I'm going to give up because it's just not buffering for me. All right. Oh, hello, kitty. Oh, there you go. So you can see there. Star, star, star heart, star, star heart. Look at them all. So this is how it works. Is that the one that we looked at before? These things are everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Islands. Malta, of course. Malta is basically just one big star. Oh, sorry, there's some lines I've been drawing. There's Melbourne, Australia, has a star fort. Adelaide has a couple. What do we got here? So here you can see just some remnants basically here of a of a fort. These round circle things we see everywhere. They try and tell us that they're that they were put in there for cannons and things like this, but they weren't really, because they're everywhere. And these star forts were not built for World War II. Adelaide has quite a few for some reason, and Adelaide is pretty much a big star fort. Here you go, look at that one. So this is on the coast, South Australia, Adelaide. And that's obviously just like a cavalier, right? That's just, like a satellite sort of bit of an outer wall. But when you look at man-made canals going through everywhere, and when you look at Adelaide City, where's Adelaide? Here. I mean, you can see it, you can almost see, I mean, this is, look at this, it's a big old star city. Got the golf courses everywhere, and if we come down, you'll just see it's full of like old world buildings, and they call Adelaide the city of churches too, because it's full of old cathedrals. But this section here is just you can see the outline still. Look at this of the old star city, and of course man-made canals. So these things are everywhere, right? Like, so how do they explain Australia? This is the thing, like they say, built, to defend in the 1700s and all this kind of stuff. I haven't marked it. There's one in Hobart as well, but I haven't marked it. And that's what they say. This is all to basically for defence. But like I said, how do they explain, New Zealand, right? How do they explain in the middle of the Amazon? How do they explain all these different star forts everywhere? It just doesn't make sense. So this is where their story all falls apart, because people can argue about buildings and cathedrals and to a point, but when you're looking at this star forts, in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, as we saw over here, ridiculous. Excuse me. All right, let me do this. All right, can you see me? Let me move this back so I can look at you. All right, sorry they didn't go so well. I was hoping we could get a bit of a better look at those star forts, so I might have to make another video. Who we got here? Ash, Jim. They are placed to represent constellations above. Yeah, well, this is, I think that could be, yeah, definitely, Jim. As above, so below. I haven't marked anything out yet, but it'd be good to do. The problem is half of them seem to be missing, but yeah. Disciple of the Messiah. Good to see everyone. It's good point, Callum. Tommy, how you going? Q Essence and Eon probably. Oh, everyone's talking to each other. Talk to me. Michael De Silva, Caro. Has anyone overlaid the Starfort map? No, with the sky map. No. That's probably what I should do. Get a proper star map and overlay it. I have tried to overlay maps, like the ancient maps, like Africa and things like that. And that's another one, is Africa. When you look at Africa, it's covered in old ruins, old castles, canal systems, roads, like everything. It's covered and just all wiped out. Just hiding and covering up old worlds. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are really, buried, but a lot of them aren't. So it's, they're also proof of, a mud flood, an inundation of some kind. If we look at, if you go to like Spain, there's Spain. They've got some really cool ones, and up on hills that are really, really big. Oh, come on, Google, if it zooms in. But they seem to be linked in, but you can see we've got a lot missing, but they do seem to be, in groups, in clusters of some kind. Is this the one? Yeah, so there you go. That's a nice big one. It's a good one. Don't know if they're people, but people, like when you get up to Denmark and that, people just live. They're full of houses. People live inside them. And see, this is a double one. So you can see this really big star here, and see we've got this old citadel, or what they like to call castles, in here. So that's in the middle of Spain, and then we get this other one just up the road here. So you can see that they are definitely part of a network. If it wants to ever show it to us. This is another big one there. It's not the one I thought it was. So it's interesting. They definitely, cymatics, and this is what you'll see is, we see a lot of these square ones, just square with the points, but then they're all buried. When you dig deeper, you'll find there's another one underneath, which you can see here, and then you can see there's another one underneath that. And some of these, there's some, and they have like 6, 7 outer rings, and they're all on different levels. So these were actually, like big high structures. They sort of went up. They weren't these flat kind of. So I mean, if we zoom on this will be, you can see it's all on a hill. So they're all buried basically. I'm going to give up on that. Video, come on, let me drive. How do I drive this? Yeah, so Starforts, this is the thing, and of course water is part of it. Cymatics is the big one, right? They're all stars, but they've all got a unique shape, which sorry, my camera's going funny. Which links up to cymatics. Like Dr. Amoro. Sorry, is my camera playing up? So cymatics, they all seem to be different, and then of course the cathedrals and the stained glass windows, cymatic features, do they link up? So it looks like it's all based on energy, the energy grid, the energy grid system. Michelle Gibson talks a lot about it. Is that a reflection of what we see above us? Who knows? Could be. Could definitely be. And if it is, I wonder if there's any of them that move that represent the planets, the wandering stars. Hello, William. Thank you. Mr. Brees, how you going? Bellamy, have you ever thought about pillboxes? They do not make any sense. Pillboxes? What's a pillbox? Don't forget to hammer the algorithms up. Thank you. Flat Plane, Jamie Lee. FPV Angel, yeah. Oh, on the luminaries, yeah. I like FPV Angel. The problem is, you know, their live streams and their videos go for like 7 hours. um, in the beginning, there was sound. Yeah, right. Sound. And pretty much every different, theosophy, religion you look into, it's all started with some kind of noise. It's either the word, the song, the sound, whatever it is. It's always got to do with, sound, vibration. A sound of vibration. Yes, Callum, right on. Cheap labour or slaves don't build fancy building. Yeah. Who built these things? And where did all the material come from? Because the story is, when people sort of started discovering, oh, hang on, there's one down here, on the coast of whatever, Africa. They said, oh, yeah, no, they were just sailing around the world, and when they landed, they just went in and built the stars and built the forts. I mean, really? Where'd they get all the materials from, and who built them? And we see, I don't know, most of you have seen the books from the 1600s, and they show these cities, and they're fully built out, and they are star cities. Hey, Eric, how you going? Off to work? Oh, sorry, mate. Glad you could make it. I'll try and start earlier next time. Have a nice day. Yes, Michelle Gibson is 100%. She is good. Most star forts I've seen are in pretty good shape. A lot of them are really nice. A lot of them are almost non-existent. There's the one out in... It's in the US. Where is it? I think it's around Mexico. And you can hardly see it. There's one the same in Australia on the Nullarbor. So it really depends where they are. Some are pristine. Some are like really, really nice. And some they just go in and they smash. They just smash them over. And then there's one I should show you actually. If you haven't seen this one, this one was actually my first video I ever did on this channel. Was about a star fort. Okay, and it was literally it's out in the middle of nowhere. So where are we? Let me just do this. Africa, and it's called Port Jefferson. And it's the largest red brick building in the United States. And it is... where is it? It's out in the middle of nowhere. Fort Jefferson, here we go. So it's actually 200 miles from the nearest land. You can see it, look, where it was used to be above water level. And the story is, again, this was built, and there it is. And so 16 million red bricks. And that's just to build just this centre bit, guys, just the centre bit. Because obviously this is just a citadel. This is a tiny bit of what we see are the actual stars. And this was 16 million bricks. Largest red brick building in the US. So imagine how many bricks went into the actual whole construction. And you can see, I mean, you can almost see like the canal there still, but obviously this has all been sunk. There's bits, we see these funny sort of shapes down here, so definitely telltale signs. But see, the story is that was built for defence. Now, what could that defend against? Oh, look, now the ocean's gone purple. So this is clearly not CGI, guys. Defence, right? So if you're in a boat, why wouldn't you just sail out here and go right around it? Because how are they going to shoot you with their cannons? I mean, they have that story. Have you heard the story? They say that that they could skip cannonballs across the water, across the ocean, and then hit a ship with them. That's obviously crazy talk. And here's another bit. You can see this is just like a Cavalier, just a satellite bit out on its own. And look what we get in here, right next to it. Some geomancy. And again, just right down on the end, facing out in the water for no particular reason. So there we go. That's enough star footage. Let me do that. So I actually, someone left me a comment on Friday about a documentary that is called not Crater Earth, Convex Earth. Has anyone ever seen the documentary Convex Earth? Because I watched that and wow, that's very, very interesting. Sirius is serious. Sirius is in serious trouble. The fence. It was raining red bricks. Yeah. I think that's what it was doing, Michael. That's what manna from heaven is, right? It's actually red bricks. You've seen that, Cat? Yes. Jim's seen it. Yes. I'll try and remember to put a link for it. I'm actually going to upload it up on a BitChute because I watched it and then I went to some of the links and they're gone. So I did some searches now that it does still have a page up that's in Spanish. So what is this? Well, let's just... what it is it's basically... there. It was a group of scientists and they went out and they're from the Dacula Pesquisas. They're basically engineers and they work for a big firm which is one of the biggest topography firms that there is. And what they did is they went out and they did some tests. And they did things like they shot lasers across lakes and seas. They measured buildings that were like 100 kilometres apart. They measured the distance between the bottom of the buildings and the top of the buildings to see if they were the same or if there was any variance. And all these other, sort of experiments mainly across the water. To see, because what they wanted to do is they wanted to see what the shape of the Earth is. And they went in, and basically they all went in, to prove that it's a ball and to prove how big it is and just to sort of verify everything with the latest, technology. But things went a little awry because these guys, and these are all left-brain engineers, guys, all left-brain engineers, all believe that it's a globe, and they went and they did all these experiments, and 100% of the experiments came back saying that there's no curvature at all on the water. Now they call it convex because, as you can see around the outside here, is a big wall, a big ice wall. We've all seen the photos, right? What they try and tell us is Antarctica. And then, so everything in the middle is lower. So they're not saying it's like a convex lens. They're just saying, that the outside's higher than the inside, so it is kind of convex. Now, what really blew me away is this. Can you see this? Now, you probably all know, I know I've made a couple of videos, and I've been talking about extra land, and the North, and the Frisians, and the tall whites, and all this kind of stuff. And this is actually the map of the world that they came up with as well, and it's different to the one that we're shown. But they say all their experiments pointed to this, another pond behind an ice wall, and they say it's got a continent on it. And in the documentary, they actually send a weather balloon up, and it gets shots, and you can sort of just see the wall and a few things. So yeah, they say that they've proven that there's there's an extra pocket up here. Now this map, it's not. I'll try and point it out on this one. I didn't have time. I've only just said I didn't have time to get good pictures, but I'll make a proper video about this. But basically, this is South America. This is America, Africa, and this is sort of Europe, Asia, and Australia. I think that's Australia out there. Australia's kind of way out on its own, and so it's a different shape. It's kind of like Africa, Australia, and South America are like these sort of spokes. But South America pretty much joins up to this thing, which is Antarctica. It looks like the Antarctica we're shown on the ball, but it's not part of this wall. And then we have this. So I was pretty excited to see that. And like I said, this is all that they've documented this whole thing. Terra, and see, this is it. So, but it's all in Spanish, so I can't read it. Now, this, of course, this bottom bit, this is just part of their graphics. They're not saying it's a rock shape like that, but they've only, obviously, they haven't gone underneath to measure that. They've just measured the top here. Now, I did get some photos. Where did I get them? Here, let's have a look. Because they made an actual map, like an actual this. Whoops. This. Okay. Every time you try and get these pictures, it doesn't want to show you. So this is it. This is actually a map they made out of concrete. So I'll see if we can get a better one. Oh wow, one that worked. Yeah, so you can see this is what they're talking about. This is why they call it convex, because they're saying there's a wall and then it sort of slopes up. So this is what we're shown as Antarctica. This is South America, Central America, North America. Then that's the magnetic North Pole, they're saying. Australia, and then so what have we got down here? I guess Africa. Would that be right? And then down into sort of Europe and Asia. And it's interesting, the proportions here, and this was done off a lot of testing. Now, if the North Pole's there, it's kind of off center, isn't it? But if you add this bit in it, it's kind of center. And also they did talk about there's only one magnetic pole in the middle, and the south is the ring. So it's a ring magnet. It's a ring magnet is what it is. So some pretty interesting stuff. Rimmed with water, glittering under its tiny orbiting sunlet, spinning majestically around the mountains, is at its frozen hub lies the disk world and mirror of worlds. So they also talk about the sun being closer, the moon being closer, and they talk, the stars. Obviously, the stars don't change, right? And this is one of the big things. When you talk about, the shape of the Earth, people don't seem to sort of connect with the fact that we have photos everywhere of stars, right? I mean, look at this, right? If I just go stars, we will get somewhere the spinny bit. Okay, let me say North Star. But you've all seen this picture, right? They set a camera up, aim it at the sky, and what they get is circles. Oh, come on. Bloody Google. It is actually DuckDuckGo, by the way. Someone said the other day I was using Google, and so I wasn't autodidactic. Don't know what that does, but yes, it's definitely DuckDuckGo. And I have my VPN on and everything. But these pictures here, these are photographs. Okay? Every star goes into itself. They make perfect circles. If we're spinning through space, shooting off at 1 million miles an hour, chasing the sun, how is this even possible? And why don't people get it? That picture shows that we're standing still and the sky is rotating above us. I mean, it's just, like, why don't they see that? Why don't they see that? All right. So that's pretty much my little talk. So let's have a chat. Oh. There we go. Got my autodidactic shirt on. Links in the description. All right, Dan. Yeah. FE opens up everything. Foxy Rockstar, how you going? Not into oysters unless I'm a pearl. Well, that's good to know. You weigh less at the equator. Really? That's because of the spinniness, right? I swimmed all the way around the ring of ice. Did you? I was watching David Weiss. He does some cool stuff, and he actually showed, and you'll be able to find this, just Google it, the record holder for circumnavigating the Earth. When you look at where they went, they didn't go, no one has ever gone over the North Pole, like, started at Russia, gone over the North Pole, into America, down through the Americas, South America, into Antarctica, across Antarctica, and up into Australia. No one's ever done that. That's circumnavigating, going across each pole, but it's never happened. It's never happened. And of course, Antarctic Treaty, Arctic Treaty, you can't even go there. Magic roundabout. All of this happens by a stroke of luck. Yeah, exactly right. Big Bang. Big Bang. Random. I mean, what comes after an explosion? Do you get chaos after an explosion? Or do you get perfection and synchronicity? Because that's what they want us to believe, right? The biggest bang, that's what it's called, the Big Bang, biggest explosion ever to occur. It didn't cause chaos, guys. It caused perfect synchronicity. It was the special Big Bang. That was because I was smaller back then. What, that you weighed less? Oh, thank you, Dutch. Yeah, I'll leave the links. They're not in at the moment, but when I get done, I'll chuck the links to the video and to some of those pages so I can have a look. If anyone reads Spanish, please go through that page and let me know what it says and what they're talking about. Kevin, how you going? Colin Broad, don't sell gold at the equator. Oh, yeah, right, because it's lighter. Nice point. Conrome, disease put space on the back burner. Conroma. Okay, yes. The Wu flu. Well, didn't they say they just went to Mars? I thought they were on Mars or something. Well, that's what they say. They're driving their buggies around Greenland again and saying it's on Mars. And there's also, they just had a rocket that took off and then landed again. Have you seen that? Because that's ridiculous. It's like a rocket ship, like a rocket. It's just like a tube. And it goes up, God knows where it goes, and then it comes down like bottom first. It just kind of drops down again. Apparently puts on brakes, like these little bits of metal come out and they're the brakes. And then the engine starts up and fire shoots out the bottom, and this thing just goes like this bottle just goes and just lands perfectly. Doesn't fall over. And as it's coming down, it actually goes sideways. It's like wee. Ooh. Now, it's a pencil. If it goes sideways, it's got no stabilizers. It's just gonna fall over. Sorry, what's my camera doing? Sorry, guys, it's zooming in and out. It's doing it again. What are you doing, camera? So check that out. I'm not sure what country it was, but just ridiculous. And actually, when it takes off, they're showing it go up, and you can see the CGI actually breaks out. Like the front of the rocket actually like jumps out into space for half a second, for a couple of frames. Sounds too low? Can't you hear me? Hello? How do I turn the sound up? Microphone. Oh, is that better? Is that louder? Speakers, there you go. Is that better? I got a new microphone, so does it sound better? That's what I'm supposed to ask you. Because the last stream there was a background noise apparently. I heard. So is this better? Is there a background noise? Big Bang bollocks. Intelligent design. We need to see the hidden lands. Oh, woke, mate. I'm with you. Get me that airship already. Cammy's auto tone acting. Yeah, I know, right? My camera's just doing what it wants. Polaris. Polaris, yeah. So Polaris is, that's what they say used to be the North Star or the Centre Star. Is that right? Of course, that's how, you know, they say that was thousands of years ago, and it's going to change in thousands of years. So it's, is that? I think that's Polaris, but that story can never be confirmed or denied, you know, because they just say, well, while we're here for this 2,000 years, it's always the North Star. Is that what it's called? No, the North Star is Polaris, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay, the North Star is Polaris. All right. So Polaris, yeah, it's the pole star, mate. It was called Polaris, right? Why else would it be called Polaris? But they do try and say that wasn't always the pole star. They say it changes. Now, if it changes, that picture we just saw of the circles, that would be moving slightly off, wouldn't it? It would have to. You know, and so the sky would still be changing. The sky doesn't change. That's the biggest thing, is it just no parallax. There's no parallax. Frisland, Mr. Cut folks. Yeah, Frisland. Haha. Frisland, it's an island in the old map. So you look around the sort of 1500s, and you know, there's Frisland, then there's Friesland with an E in it, and then sometimes it's even the PH and the Frisians, and this Frisland just appears and disappears and appears and disappears depending on the map you're looking at. And then come the sort of 1700s, 1750s, it's Frisia. Is that what it's called? Frisia, that's in Denmark. Is that correct? But it becomes part of the landmass, and the island disappears. And then we have other islands that appear and disappear, and they're all up in the Arctic. They're all up in the Arctic. And of course, we just looked that right up in the Arctic, there's a group of islands called the Faroe Islands. You know, so just the naming. And then another thing that I've noticed is the pH. You know, Faroe pH, Phoenician pH, all the phonetic stuff. Frisian, they go from pH to F. And a lot of these things, they go from pH, you know, F spelled as pH, to just the F letter. So that seems to be a marker too, going back, is this pH thing. But the Frisians, the book, the Aureolinda, is that how you say it? The Aureolinda book talks a lot about the Frisians, and it basically talks about the flood, it talks about the takeover, it talks about these new, you know, religious dudes, that, you know, the Jesuits, coming in and basically taking over churches, changing all the stuff. Yeah, it's all in there, and this is all way up in the north. And of course, then we talk about, you know, the tall whites, right? The giants. What do we have way up at the north but tall white giants? We call them Vikings, right? Because the tall whites weren't supposed to be like 20 footers. They were just bigger, like, you know, 7, 8 foot kind of people, I guess. They're selling polar axis change. Yeah. This magnetic pole change. Yeah, they love to sell that. That's just fear, you know, that they're trying to sell that, oh, it's just going to flip and everything will, I don't know what's supposed to happen, but they try and say, oh, it's flipped in the past. But can they prove that? Can they see science? What science is when you can do an experiment and then someone else can do the same experiment and get the same result. In fact, they have to get the same result. Everyone who does the same experiment gets the same result, same conditions, all this kind of stuff. And even to the point of blind experiments and double-blind experiments, so that you take away the intent of the person watching them, which you have to do with quantum experiments. That's how they, you know, double slit and all that kind of stuff. Danish Frisia is Dutch. Okay, thank you, Dutch explorer. You would know, yeah. So yeah, there's something going on there with Frisia. Washington Monument and a giant. Oh, what does that mean, Foxy Rockstar? Blimps are only flammable if you paint them with thermite paint. Is that what the Zeppelin was? The what was it? The Hindenburg. Is that what that was painted in? But yeah. Because what was it? There's helium and hydrogen. There's all different gases, but the thing is about airships is, I mean, were they even? You know, I think they were probably driven more. I think they were probably using like electrostatic kind of energies to actually, you know, stay buoyant and to move. Because when you think about an airship, it's, you know, if it's just a balloon and you got seats inside, I mean, they were big and cool, but they'd be pretty hard to steer, wouldn't they? Because they're so big. Imagine if you went into a storm. You know, what would happen? So, yeah, there's something more going on there. There's something more going on with airships for sure. Where are we? Peer review, Friesland. Love of music is the only thing all cultures have in common. Well, and they like to eat and breathe. But yes, I know what you mean. Music, right? Music. Because, you know, we get in sync, right? You know, it feels good, good vibrations, as the Beach Boys said. And we have all these sayings, right? The atmosphere was electric. Oh, they just made me feel good. You know, I was riding high that day. All these things. It's all vibration talk. David Rife, how you going? 382 people watching me. How you going, guys? So we're for an hour in. So I'll have a bit of a chat. I probably won't stay too much longer. I was hoping to show a few more star forts, but Google Earth didn't really want to cooperate. Muddy May, this has English stuff. Oh, thank you very much, Muddy. Okay, there you go. Muddy's just put a link in the chat for Convex Earth. And seriously, guys, go have a watch of it, because this is, and it's 2 years old, or 2.5 years old. But this is exactly what, you know, we've all been sort of asking for. You know, let's prove this once and for all what the deal is. These are all engineers. They're highly qualified. They're going out doing repeatable experiments. They've got all the data. It's all up on their websites. It's all done. It's all documented. Even to the where they made the map, that was all based on data that they could get on everything. That's because they actually changed the map. It's changed. When you watch the video, you'll see what they've done. But yeah, just have a look through. I mean, the start of it is a lot about all the experiments, so you might want to, you know, play it at 1.5 speed or something. But an interesting thing is when I read the comments, and oh my God, seriously, on this one I was watching, like 80% of the comments, they just said, because it's got background music in it, they just said, oh, this music's horrible, I can't watch it. And so, like, literally 80% of the population, they use that to say, I don't have to listen to this because the music's stupid. And this is the kind of mentality we're dealing with. You try and give people information and say, well, you know, why don't you consider this? You know, I mean, you're not running up and shoving it down and saying, you better believe me. It's like, oh, well, check this out. You know, is it a ball? Prove it's a ball. Have you ever thought about it? And they get really upset. It's like they think that you're calling them a thief or something. But what they do is this cognitive dissonance. Like they try and find one little thing, just anything, one little thing. And when they find it, they're like, right, I will discount this 1.5 hour documentary because the music is annoying. And this is what they do. And then they go back to sleep, and then 10 years later they wonder why they don't know what the hell is going on around them. And you just have to walk in. We know what's going on, right, guys? The muzzled herds out there. Yeah, they're going for it. I saw a picture today of a guy, and he was youngish. He looked like he was in his late 20s or something. He went and he got Bill's prick put in him, and he actually got a tattoo on his arm with the name of the V and the number and the date that he got it. He was so proud that he got Bill's prick in him that he got a tattoo to show the world. So there you go. People love Bill's prick. Yes. I think his husband likes his prick too. 432 hertz. I agree, Foxy Rockstar. That's a big thing they did. Of course, that was Goebbels. Well, so they say, back in the 30s, changing it to 440. And of course, 432. 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 2 is 9. And 9 is a God number. So, because 9 always equals itself. And you add 9 to any number, and it will actually equal the number you add it to. So it's pretty cool. Always equals itself. So the God number. Oh, what happened to Melissa? Oh, hope you're okay, Melissa. I can't see what you've written. Oh, Woke's video. Yeah. I haven't watched your newest video. I did see it pop up, Woke, but I haven't had a chance today to check it out. But I will. But do I have to fast forward the first bit? Do I? All right. Where are we? What's everyone saying? Where is the link? The link. It's under Muddy Maze. She's whacked it up. If you scroll up in the chat, Jason. Woke. Okay. Woke's apologising for the grossness. Proud to death. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. Yeah, well, I mean, really? Do you think that's true? I mean, it's a fairly extraordinary claim to claim that water sticks to a spinning ball and that we're spinning through space, but the stars don't change. But no one needs proof about that, do they? So that's indoctrinate, So we don't always need proof. It's more that people get programmed and they, this word believe, that they hit a point where it's like, this is the truth no matter what. It's like faith, and religions and all this kind of thing. This is the truth, and if you say that it's not, well, you're attacking me. Your words are violence. Are you sexually profiling me? But this is what they do. Have you heard of super straight? I'm super straight, guys. I'm proud to say it. I am super straight. Just to completely change the topic. All this stuff about the, different 300 genders and trans and this and that. And there's this big thing, transphobia now. Trans people, I think they're people that ride transport, I'm not sure, but trans people are now saying that if a straight man won't date a trans woman, which I think, is a man that turned into a woman, then they're transphobic. And that's hate, that's violence with words and violence with thoughts, because a man won't date someone who was born a man but calls himself a woman. Transphobic. So they're trying to point the finger at straight people and say, how dare you? You should be going out with people who have cut their willy off. So someone came out and he made a video, and I think it went out yesterday, and he basically just came up and he said, look, everyone's calling me transphobic, so I just want to set the record straight. I'm not transphobic. What I am, what my gender is I'm super straight, which means I'm only attracted to women that were actually born as women. And so he basically went and created this new 357th gender, and everyone lost their crap. You should have seen it. He had to pull the post down within a few hours because his mum was getting death threats, because he said he was only interested in women that were born as women, that were natural women. His mum got death threats. So this is who we're dealing with. These people, they sit there and they yell at you, you're transphobic, how dare you, you're the prejudice, and you come out and say, well, no, I'm just not into you, I'm into this, and that they want to kill you. Yeah. So there we go. Bit of a story, bit of a side bit for you. Identify as straight. Yeah, super straight, just super. Put a mask on your eyes, not your not your mouth. Super straight. In fact, today's music has the lyrics equivalent to grade 1. Yeah, mentality wiggles for adults. I agree, Courtney. Tom MacDonald had a farm. And in that farm, he made lots of rap music, which was really good. So check out Tom MacDonald. He's got real music. He's still going. And he's calling out everything. He's saying it like it should be. He's independent. But yeah, I mean, good real music. This is the thing, I've mentioned it before, is, you know, this whole reaction videos. People are now reacting to music, to basically to the 60s and 70s and 80s music. So music that's, you know, 30, 40 years old, and it's going off. You should see these videos. They're getting like 1 million views in a week and stuff. Might have to start a channel. Problem is I know all the songs already. But yeah, so it's mainly, it's a lot of, you know, I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. Black folk, you know, people from America, black-skinned people from, you know, who basically grew up with, you know, like rap music and rhythm and blues and Motown and all that kind of stuff. And so they never really heard, you know, like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and Queen and even ABBA. They're going off over ABBA. They love ABBA. And so this is the thing. No one's interested in the crap they're putting out today. This whole Cardi B stuff, who they're trying to put up as Song of the Year, that bloody transvestite devil. I mean, she's evil. That's evil. She's just evil. Pushing that stuff on children, she's evil. But yeah, no one's interested. They try and push it and push it and push it. And everyone's like, stuff this, I'm going back to real music. I only go listen to the stuff from the 70s and 80s. And that's about it, you know. Yes, woke. Tom MacDonald is awesome. Yeah, definitely check him out, guys, if you haven't. You're dumbphobic, are you, Hugh? Yeah, I'm dumbphobic too. There are only 2 genders, and they only relate to language. We are male and female. Yeah, 007. You know, the way I look at it, and this is what super straight is really, right, is sex is determined by chromosomes. I mean, I'm sorry. You can cut your willy off, you can add bits and pieces wherever you want. It's not going to change your makeup from chromosomes. And what they do is they affect your hormones, right? That's why when people have changes, they then have to be on, you know, hormone blockers and hormone adders and all these different range of pharmaceuticals to try and just keep the bits that they've added there, I think, because it definitely doesn't change their personality. It doesn't make them more feminine. It doesn't. I mean, I've seen drag queens and they ain't feminine. It's just I don't know. I don't know. But they, basically, yeah, they've got to go on hormone blockers and stuff forever. So it, you know, show me your chromosomes, right? Maybe that's what we should say to people who say, oh, but I'm now a woman. Show me your chromosomes. Get your chromosomes out, mate. Yep, XX or XY, exactly. That's a little poem. XX or XY, your chromosomes do not lie. There you go, guys. What's that? WAP is the song of the century. What's that? I haven't heard WAP. What's WAP? See that girl, watch her praying. She's the dancing broad. David Rife, what do you mean? Michael, number 1, Against the Rush by the Liars. Is that a song? Against the Rush? There you go, guys. There's another one. Against the Rush by the Liars. Star forts were made when Jesus came back to reign 1,000 years with the saints. Most castles, well, these were holy bodies. Yeah, well, who knows, right? 1,000 years has been deleted. We have, of course, all the paintings that they say are all done from the Renaissance, right? You know, hardly anyone could paint. You know, and then suddenly we hit the Dark Ages where no one's got anything. Everything falls apart, and then literally on the tail end of that, we get the best art that's ever been made, ever, and it can't be reproduced today. Yeah, that makes sense, totally. I mean, yeah, I don't know about the 1,000-year reign. You know, open to it. which would of course put us in the last 200 years, right? When the devils are running amok, and what do we see? So yeah, I mean, there could definitely be something to that for sure. If you don't know what I'm talking about, 1,000-year reign of Christ. Of course, we've got Anatoly Fomenko and the 1,000 missing years, the Dark Ages, and we see it in the coins and the J's and X's and I's and all that. So there's a theory that 1,000 years was actually when Jesus came back, because in the Bible it says that he will come back and reign for 1,000 years and everything will be awesome. And of course, when we look back, you know, in what looks like recent history, we see all the furniture, the clothing, the building, all this stuff that looks pretty awesome. So yeah, maybe he's already come back, and the 1,000 years of peace is gone. And then it says that at the end of that, basically the devil, Azazel, will be released from the pit, and he'll run amok for 200 years. And then at the end of that 200 years, is it Jesus comes back? Someone comes back, kicks Azazel in the nuts, and he's gone forever. So that's pretty much. So yeah, I mean, who knows? Can't say that T word. What's that? Transport? Demagogues. Maybe that's what I'll just start saying. I'm transport phobic. Nero was the Antichrist. Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, okay. He definitely sat there and watched Rome burn, and he was, yeah. This is the thing. You know, it could work. It's just hard to piece together that and hard to prove it one way or the other, really. But you know, with what we see, it's definitely got to be on the table. Do they mention other lands in the Bible? Are there any Bible scholars out there that, like, you know, these other land masses, were they mentioned in the Bible? Bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry, just like the canals in the star forts. Yep, mental laxative. Yeah, right. The classics. You know, Cat Stevens, right? Cat Stevens or Yusuf Islam. And isn't that a sad story? Old Cat left the music industry, basically partied a bit too hard. I was worried about his morals. He gave himself, what's that blood disease? I've forgotten the name of it, but you know, where your blood basically gets stale almost. Almost killed himself, and yeah, he became a Muslim. And he was told that with the Muslim religion, because there's different sects, he was told that basically, yeah, you can't play acoustic music, you can only play drums. And so for 20 years, he didn't play music because he thought it was against God and against a religion. And then he went and met a rabbi who said, oh, well, no, that's not true. It's not in the Quran. You can. And so he came back and started making music again, which was good. I mean, he hasn't lost anything. He's definitely still got a good voice, and you know, lyrics still, you know. And this is the thing, right? The old songs had lyrics that meant something, and of course, a lot of it, yes, a lot of it was programming. But the thing is, with the bands back then, they did write most of the stuff. It was just skewed in certain ways. Transports. Yes, that's those star forts in the snowflake shape. Can only go by old stories. Well, yeah, and this is the thing, you know, the old stories, you know, they love to say, oh, well, they're fairy tales. No, they're just myths, just legends, not really true. But we keep proving them true. You know, like Troy, the story of Troy. Troy was a legend. It's just a legend, just a story, until they found it, and then it became history, right? It became fact. What do we got here? Not pop music for a long... Pop music, yeah, right. I mean, and pop music means popular, but this is what they try and steer the pop music, don't they? And the worst thing is now they aim it at kids. Like, seriously, all the pop music. I mean, you name me a pop star that's aimed at... And all the pop stars are kids. They're all so young. Like, back in the 80s, you know, you had bands like, you know, like Dire Straits, you know, and they're all in their sort of 30s and 40s. Most bands were in their 30s and 40s. I mean, I guess they started young, but back then you would have to put in your 10 years, you know, in the pubs before you'd get your record deal. It was a different game. Now they just like, oh, okay, well, you know, you fit the suit. Are you happy to do what you're told, sing what you're told, you know, get a boob job? Yep, cool, we got a job. That's it. That's all you need. Dust in the Wind by Kansas. No, I don't know the band Kansas. Guessing they're American. There you go. There's another song, guys. Dust in the Wind. What's another one? What's his name? Against the Wind. Bob Seger. Bob Seger's got some good stuff. An old map that shows Magog in northern Russia. Really, Anne, is that like Magog as a place? Because Magog is also a giant. I know how the mud floods happened. What's your email? Denny, Henry, how you going? My email address is in the About section in my channel. If you go to my channel and hit the About tab, it's in there. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, chuck me an email. Not everyone loves ABBA. Come on, Flat Plane. How can you not like ABBA? Gimme a reason. I mean, you've got to at least like gimme, right? I mean that piano chord, you know, that's awesome. But what really annoyed me about that is bloody Madonna. You know, I was thinking for years, someone's got to, you know, use that riff and you know, because it's so cool. And it was Madonna, and of course she destroyed it. But yeah, right, yeah, ABBA. What can I say, right? They had the fashion. Millie, Denny, Gematria shows that all mainstream music, sports, government, and more is all part of the script by numbers. Well, there you go, Melissa. Interesting. I don't know a lot about Gematria. How are you with Gematria, Callum? We were talking a bit about numbers the other day. That would be interesting. Cam is on Odyssey. BitChute, thank you, Muddy. Yes, I am. Links in the description, guys. BitChute and Odyssey. I'm building those up because, as you know, we don't know what's going to happen here on the tubes of them. So yeah, go and subscribe to them, guys, as well, because all the stuff's getting uploaded as fast as I can. There is still a few issues with speeds, but yeah, definitely getting them up there. And also, website. The website is coming. It's in action. There should be something happening. So I'll let you know with that. So I want to get something up where we can, obviously, you know, have links to all my stuff, have some blogs, all the pictures, and it would. We'll see if we can get some kind of chat thing going. But as far as chat as well, we've got Mewe, guys. So someone will drop a link in the chat, but. The Mewe group, well, actually, there's a link in the description as well. That's got a chat along, so you know if you go along there, it's basically you can live chat to whoever's in the group at the time. Basics geometry, okay, Callum. So, what does that mean about everything being connected? I don't know. I'll have to talk about that later. I know a bit about, you know, numerology and that and geometry, what's it called? Gematria, but not heaps. Helmet, seriously, is about plants and seasons and lengths of year, which is not unit measures. What's 1,000 years when there's 260 days in a year? Well, yeah, I mean, the whole time thing. We're supposed to have 13 months a year. We have a 13th star sign. Did you know that? He's called, what's he called? akvxS, is that right? Anyone? akvxS? And he's a dude fighting a snake. So we have, and the reason that we should have 13 months is because, have you ever wondered why, 30 days has September, April, June, all the rest have 31 except February, which has 28, but 29 in leap year, blah, 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 blah. It's because they've stuffed it up. It should be 13. 13, and that's why the months, the moons don't equal the months. We should have one full moon each month, because a month is actually a month. That's a month. It's a month. So yeah, they stuffed up time. This is the thing. The only true clock is the sky. That's it. And it is a clock. You saw the photos. It goes round and round and round and round. That's the only clock. So as far as time, we could, cut it up any way we want, because as we know right now, it's being cut up in a way that's not natural. We've got 12 months instead of 13. 7 days a week. What does that mean? That's really just cutting, a moon cycle into 4. And this is the thing, right? 7 4s are 28, so 4 weeks are a moon cycle, but they don't equal a month. It's just all skewed when it actually all, if you look at it the right way, it all makes perfect sense and it's all easy, but they've just changed everything slightly. So Ophiuchus, yes, thank you, Voynich. Ophiuchus. Yes, thank you, Thoth. Blanking chair, Den Roman, and Romans, eh? Yeah, them Romans went far, mate. They went far. Did you know they even went to Texas? Is it Texas? And they built a scale model of the Pantheon. With the massive Buddha statue inside. A massive statue. In this statue, the statue is holding a statue in its hand, and the statue it's holding is 7 foot tall. Those crazy Romans, man, they were everywhere. Yep, month equals month. Yeah, right. So there's so many clues in words. Month equals month. It's like God, good, devil, evil. They love to add, a letter here and there, and like even like sun, right? SON, SUN, sun. I mean, is that the same word, right? The Son of God, all this kind of stuff. Oh, Chinchilla, thank you very much. Chinchilla Bear, how you going? Bear, so Owen, have you been watching Owen? Who watches Owen Benjamin? The Thinking Thoughts. Go there, Bear. Yes, thank you, Bear. God, I can't even speak. Oh, hello, smiling snow squirrel. It's called Texas. What I heard about Texas, that you know how they were all worried that all the Californians would move there, and then all the Californians did start to move there. And then the Texas, yay, hello, we've got a human. The Texas governor has just come out and said, nah, not doing it anymore, no more masks, not mandatory, go away, not interested. And all the people that have come from California are now like, oh my God, they're trying to kill us, we're all going to leave. So it's awesome. Yeah, bears, yeah, sorry. Owen Benjamin, if you haven't seen, he's guest hosting for his friends, Gary and Terry. Tea time with, is it Gary and Terry or Terry and Gary? Gary and Terry. So yeah, if you want to check out some of Owen's work, he's back on the Tubes of View. Tea time with Gary and Terry. So there you go. Yep, there you go. Tea time with Gary and Terry. Yep. And of course, Gary's only got one R because they are a happy couple. Gary and Terry, they were very gay together, very happy. No toe in no toe in Idaho. What does that mean, Muddy? Owen is a foul-mouthed shell. Not near this level. Owen's good. I like Owen. He does. He's not that foul-mouthed, is he? There's definitely much more foul-mouths out there than Beartaria. I agree. The thing about Owen is he does stuff like Beartaria. He set up Beartaria. He was talking about this stuff years ago. He was saying, guess what, guys? There's going to be a shutdown and a reset, and it's coming. And they're going to, implement something, and they're going to, everything will change. And so everyone laughed at him, and he went out and bought land and started and got animals. And now he's got, what's he got? 40 animals, more food than he can, he has to give away all his food and stuff. So he's done that. And now he's helping other people to do it as well. So this is the thing. Lots of people talk, but, I like action. I like people who do something, because the people who do something, they give everyone else the courage to do it as well. It always takes one person to take that step out and go, I'm just doing it. And as soon as you do that, other people go, oh, okay, I think I'll walk that path as well. And so, I like Owen. I mean, I definitely don't agree with everything that Owen says. I mean, don't get me wrong. But, you know, I would definitely think we'd have fun. Not that I drink, but I'm sure we'd have fun over a tea with Gary and Terry and a nice chat. I watch Owen less than I used to. I don't watch him all the time. You know, that's the thing. He does long podcasts. They go for like 3 hours. But you know, I'll watch bits and pieces for sure. It's hard. It's hard for me to watch anything that's hours long. It's just. Of course, there is. If you don't know, guys, you can download an app and you can watch things at double speed. 1.5 speed, all that kind of stuff. No, he didn't. It's coming out. Who didn't? Owen Benjamin? Any suspicious disinfo agents in this field of research yet? Gaza. What are you guys talking about? The name Gary has gone extinct. No one. Do you know what else has gone extinct? Is Roger. What happened to all the Rogers? I mean, I think it was the British comedians of the 70s really that kind of destroyed that name. Get a good Rogering and all that kind of stuff. But I was thinking like back in the 70s, right? Roger Daltrey, Roger, what's his name? Pink Floyd Roger, that one. Supertramp, that was a Roger. There were Rogers everywhere, and now there's no more Rogers. I think they all got Rogered. I don't think anyone will go on his land. He's grifting. He doesn't want anyone on his land. Oh no, that's not what he's doing. He's just made a homestead for his family. He's not trying to set up a community or anything. He's setting up a network so that when people go, he's telling people to go and do it yourself. So when they do it, he's setting up a network so they can trade. So that if someone's got 1 million tomatoes, they can trade it with people with bananas and nuts. That's all he's doing. Setting up a trade. I mean, he makes money for sure. But people have to eat and live. This is the thing. When when you're a creator and you make stupid crap, whatever it may be, laugh videos or this kind of stuff that people just watch down, and it's like television, right? You make videos like that. No one cares if you've got how much money you make, do they? They don't care if you're advertising, if you're doing all this kind of stuff. But if you go out there and you start trying to educate people and you start talking about truth and trying to help people, suddenly you're not allowed to earn money. No, sorry, you're not allowed to earn money. How dare you help someone? Only these people who are out there filling everyone's head with crap that means nothing, only they can earn money. You see, the thing as creators is we all need to eat. We have families. We have houses and cars and bills. And it takes a lot of time to create content. It really does. Apart from what you see, I mean, hours and hours and hours of research have to go in before I even get an idea, before I can even think of turning something into a video. It's hours. And then when I go, okay, I'm going to turn that, that's more hours. So, to make a video. And this is what I do. I can't work at the moment. And most creators can't because, hello, Corona. So if people want to go out there and give value, and the people watching them think that it's valuable, and they want to contribute and help that person to keep spreading the message, why is that a problem? I have no issue with that at all. In fact, I think that, like I said before, all these people that are out there, just making fluff. I mean, this is the thing. Everyone's, they can make as much money as they want because they're filling people's heads with crap. But as soon as you want to fill some people's heads with something that means something, sorry, not allowed to earn money. Not allowed to earn money. So there's my little rant, guys. How'd you like that one? What happened to Crowhouse? Crowhouse is now on BitChute. He got completely decimated and wiped off YouTube. I think he started 3 channels, like trying to, come back. His big one got done, like he was one of the first, March. So yeah, he's on BitChute. He's still around. He actually shared, Max Eigen, Crowhouse actually shared Paul Cook's video a couple of weeks ago. He shared Paul Cook's video on what was it? Like the pneumatic train lines under the ground. So yeah, no, he's still around. I'm happy to be called Gary. Think it Irish or French, probably. Oh yeah, of course you're. Yes, of course we've got you, Gary. You're a 1R too. Well, there you go. Is Gary normally 2 R's or is it normally 1 R? Oh, and why am I picturing 2 R's? Zach Dack, Ramrod, Bruce Springsteen song. Bruce has got some great songs. What's happened though in the last, 12 months is we've really started to see who some of these artists are, haven't we? We've really started to see where their ethics are and who's paying their bills and who's got a chain around their neck because, all these people, people like Bruce Springsteen who made his name on, working class, right? It was all about working class and let's get out of this place and it's a system that's keeping us down and we've got to get out and build our own life. Yeah. Now he's saying, nah, vote for Biden or you suck. It's fascism, dudes. Fascism. Thank you, Mike. Did you like my rant? Thank you. I want a breakfast buffet. Yes, we went to at Silver Hole Steakhouse. Nobody was wearing masks. Oh, awesome, Michael. I say go back there and give him a high five. Haven't watched the new chat. Looking forward to it. Oh, Cal, yeah. There's a new video up on Spiral Up, guys, with part 2 of my chat with Callum. So go check that out. Love you all. I'm off to bed. Woke. Love you too, mate. Slave job in the morning. That sucks. Hope you don't have to wear a mask. Dream well, buddy. Talk to you soon. Camrant. Yes. Press for Truth is back in YouTube. Really? He got back up. Oh my gosh. Is he called Press for Truth again? I'll have to check him out. He's hardcore, man. He gets hammered, doesn't he? What's his name? I've forgotten his name, but yeah, he's up there with Max Igan. He was one of the first to go. He just got smashed. Just for walking around the streets in Canada, talking to people. It's illegal, right? It's illegal. Where are we? Reverse social